Pull my hair and stuff.
Oh well. I think it was bad earlier. I just kind of winding down.
Yeah. I think we might actually get a clue. It sucks because now we're live and everything too.
Dang. XXX y'all.
We get a notification on our own channel to watch our own video.
2 people. It doesn't look that appealing on camera, but really it's
4 people. Holy cow.
4, 5.
Okay, so guys, there was a hailstorm, but I don't know if we're out in the clear, if we're in the clear now, or if...
Why you always got storms? I mean, it's Nebraska. It's crazy.
It's like 91 degrees right now, so these kind of storms are very prominent. Don't film me. Don't film me. Don't film me. People want to see what's outside. What's... Look at that cloud, though. That cloud action. That could easily... No, dude, that could actually typically form a tornado cloud. But I don't think so. Are you filming the broadcast?
What?
The broadcast?
If you want to hold this, maybe I can.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I want to drop my own iPad. So how are you guys doing? I know we haven't posted for a long time, but we will get back to it. We're just going live as this storm happens. There's a little bit of flooding too, actually. Interesting. You know, most people are like, you know, stay away from windows and go inside. I am not about that life. You go out and actually film. So, there we go. Yeah, but now it's like it's dying down almost, you know? It's not really as bad as it was, let's say, 5 minutes ago, before we started live streaming. Which kind of sucks, because I hate when we always miss the good moments. But it looks like the rain is kicking back.
Oh, yes, it is.
But I don't, dude, it was hailing really bad earlier. But I don't see hail being a threat for us right now again. But it could happen, so. Remember, guys, if you join us live stream, please leave a like. Let's see how many likes we can get today. I got it filming now too. That's gonna be like a little time lapse in there. Let me have it on my phone right here. Oh yeah, the rain's picking up.
Yeah, it's picking back up.
I'm almost done because my hands are so sore. What is the news station saying so far? Wahoo? Give me 1 second, guys. We're under a tornado watch. Yeah, Fremont, I can see Fremont having a tornado. No talking about circulation over there. You're not turning it up for me.
back there that just some possible rotating wall clouds. Again, no confirmation of a tornado, but certainly that potential is there. The ingredients are certainly ripe for anything to form and developing as we go into the afternoon hours. I'm going to go ahead and toss it back to Jen and Craig. I know that you've got some photos coming in.
That's right, Jen. Here's a picture right here, 192nd and Highway 370. So Gretna, again, Jen was talking about ping pong size hail, golf ball size hail. I've seen quite a few pictures on Twitter, so a lot of people are seeing that. Here's another one you can see right there. Over an inch and a half in diameter east of Gretna.
Yeah, we saw Matt Markstedt on Highway 370.
We actually live in a mile from
east on
Gretna.
370, just past Werner Park. I can tell you that they've had nickel-sized hail at I-80 and Highway 50. That is roughly Werner trucking. So this hail path is going right along Highway 370. We're back after this.
You are?
The news that connects with your life.
Here, take this.
You want to see it now. You want to know it now.
It looks like it's a commercial break.
KMTV 3 News Now. Live weather, street conditions, and breaking news. Newscasts that go beyond the day's headlines.
We went to talk to the homeowner again.
Digging deeper, bringing your world into focus wherever you are.
Hey guys.
See the difference now. Stay connected with KMTV 3 News Now.
All right, people, who's ready for a little slide, racing, chilling in a cabana with a group and some cool drinks? Maybe relaxing on the lazy river? Doesn't matter which, compadre. You can do it all and more at Nebraska's biggest water park and rides, Funplex. From daylight to twilight, kids to adults, there's something here to make your summer a little more fun, more chill, more rockin'. Literally. It's all for fun and fun for all.
Jeez. You guys hear all of that?
Hey, come give them a live shot. Show them the clouds, especially. The clouds are always.
And look at all of this.
It was really bad earlier. I think we kind of started live streaming at the wrong moment. The clouds were so dark. Yeah.
It's where you start every morning and end each day. It's the place
I got the hailstorm on my camera, but
now
I don't think I got it in the live stream.
always dreamed of. With Rebath. From a pre-design consultation and quality products.
Looks like it's starting to wind down a little.
No, now it's going to like downtown and stuff.
Solution. Call 402-281-2390 and save up to $1,000 on your complete bathroom remodel. There's low. There's really low.
When the broadcast comes back, I'm gonna go back.
Shop code lower than our lowest price sale is back with crazy low prices through Monday. Code 12-pack cans of 8-pack bottles, 2 for $5.48.
The clouds on my phone, look at it.
4-pack annuals, only $1.48. Get snacks including Fritos, Chosen Rich for just $1.88. That's crazy low. And 60% off family swimwear. Plus, down alternative comforters, just $18.88. Hurry, crazy.
Since it doesn't look dark enough, you can make it more dark.
Another beautiful renewal by Anderson Home.
And this month, it's your turn. For a limited time, you see 15% off your entire project.
Plus, the first 50 homeowners to act receive a free upgrade to our smart sunglass. Call
I want to see black and white.
Black and white.
2018.
Okay, looks like it's kinda
Okay, I think the storm is winding down, honestly.
starting to come down pretty good over in Boston area.
Thunderstorms across the area now.
Yeah,
Potential that some of these storms
I'll be back.
could be producing tornadoes. We have a tornado warning in Pepper, Dodge, and Saunders County until 5:45. Mainly to the north of the Fremont area, kind of west of Fremont right now. You can see this signature that is starting to really get a well-defined sort of rotating wall cloud potentially. The wind's definitely being fed into this as the cold front's moving in, and you can see kind of that hook echo. This is sort of classic when we look at storm tornado development taking place. Some of the concerns right now just to the east of North Cedar. So just to the south of Highway 30, the storm continues to form and develop right over the Hay Valley School, around at least close to the Fremont area. And we'll kind of zoom in so you get a better idea. So Fremont Beach is right here, Riverview School, just along Highway 30, and back to the west, you can see that Platte is right there, and we're watching very closely as the storm kind of tracks to the east-northeast. Now, there's been no confirmed reports of any tornadoes. Extremely large hail, though, is certainly one of the biggest concerns that we're seeing with these storms developing up to about 2 inch diameter hail right around the Fremont area as it kind of moves a little bit further to the east right now, mainly to the southeast or southwest of the Nickerson area, and now north and east of North Cedar. So this would be the area right now that there could be a potential tornado developing. So we're watching that very closely. Along with that, a new warning has been issued for Cass, Mills, Pottawatomie, and Sarpy counties. This has been extended further to the east now, crossing over the river into Iowa. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this area until 6:15. So now it's going to linger until after 6 o'clock tonight, impacting Chalco, Springfield, and even Louisville. So as we look at this right now, we've had confirmed reports. We're getting some pictures in from our viewers right now on the ping pong ball size hail just to the west of Cedar Creek, right around the Springfield area, north of Louisville. Highway 50 right now, and you can see that it's off to the east of South Bend, mainly to the east now of around Highway 80. So this is getting awfully close as we've been tracking these storms through the Warner Park area. You can see all the lightning. Just shows you how energized the atmosphere is right now and extremely unstable. This storm potential right now could be increasing. There might be some potential rotation that's taking place, so we're watching this storm cell very closely just to the south and west of the Omaha Metro, downtown Omaha right now, and off to the east of Gretna. Haven't had any confirmed reports, but that potential is certainly there. Kind of on a squeeze play right now. Warm fronts moving through, cold fronts off to the west of us, and that is what is creating and generating all of these storms forming across the area. Are we able to check back in with meteorologist Mark Stitz? I can see that they're definitely tracking the storms. The roadways are wet, right in the thick of the evening commute right now, and obviously with all that lightning, you can see just how heavy the rain is, and obviously we're starting to see a lot of backups taking place along the interstate right now. You can see all the lights on, even at 5 o'clock at night. Certainly a more dangerous situation right now. Very slick roadways. If you don't have to get out and about for this evening, at least for the next couple of hours, I would suggest staying at home, taking it easy if you do have to get out there. But the rain is coming down pretty steady and heavy right now, and you can see that we're under a watch. This is in effect until 11 o'clock tonight. But the storms are developing right now. This threat will continue here at least for the next couple of hours here in the Omaha Metro, and then all of this will start slowly moving to the east into Iowa, probably lingering until about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. If you do have any storm pictures, you can send them here to us at pics@3newsnow.com. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook for the latest updates. Jenny Craig, back to you.
All right, we're also getting reports of hail in Gretna, relatively large size. Pea-size hail out at about 144th Street near I-80, Werner Trucking. We saw sheets of rain out by Werner Enterprises. So as Jennifer Zeppelin said, this storm is pushing from the corridor of Highway 370 near I-80, and it's going west to east.
I know in Fremont as well, the sirens were just going off, so not surprising since there is a warning in that area. And I believe we just heard one other thing. If Christy, if you can repeat that.
If there's a tornado in Omaha, the sirens come off here too, so even though it might not hit us, it'll still come off.
We want to look at this. This again is another update. We are receiving these warnings. Are changing, updating
but it's
at all
not
times.
close.
So look at that, the circulation.
Yeah, if you talk about Highway 50, I mentioned
it's like a tornado warning
on Highway 50 near I-80. This is just south of there. If you take Highway 50 and continue south, you'll run right into Springfield and then Louisville. There's a tornado warning there right now.
So that area right there, just north of Louisville, if you are anywhere near that area in the box red you're seeing, take shelter, be safe, find your safe spot. Again, a warning means it is possible it's either been spotted or radar indicated.
All right. Also, it's one of those situations, Jenny. Another one of those where were you when this rolled in? Because we can tell you that one of our reporters sent a video in social media. She's at about 192nd near Harrison. They had small pea-sized hail, heavy rain, and some high winds rolling in, but certainly not the size of the hail that you're seeing in Gretna. A little bit smaller, pea-sized hail, and that would be the Millard West School District compared to Gretna. That's just a few minutes drive, if you will.
Let's go out to meteorologist Mark Stitz, who is tracking conditions in our transportation vehicle right now. Mark, let's listen what you're seeing.
Yeah, guys, we are right now, we just got on to 680, so we're in the Omaha area right now. We saw that rotation starting to form down towards Louisville. We decided to head north. That one all around it. That one, though, has tightened up again, where that's tornado warning there is in effect. So we're trying to view around here, and we'll show you exactly what we're seeing. Again, we're on 680 north there. It's actually more Pacific Street. We're dealing with still a lot of heavy rainfall right now. We've run into very little hail so far, which is almost surprising, considering the number of hail reports we've been getting in. There's too many to keep up with, but a lot of reports coming in from a number of different cities right now. I'm trying to keep up with all the reports coming in as well. Let me double check this one really fast here. All right, so it looks like Sarpy County activating the warning sirens due to the tornado warning in effect there.
Wait,
and again, it looks like the latest rotation is still in the Louisville area for that
guys,
one.
the tornado sirens went off in Sarpy County, which is a mile from us.
Oh, it's hailing. Oh God.
Yeah, it's hailing again.
Yep.
It's hailing.
And it's raining a lot now again. You guys seen this? It just came back up again.
Hey, don't cover the camera. It'll be a time lapse. Guys, it's hailing again. You wanna?
Yeah.
No,
not like go outside, just pee.
Well, I'm kind of filming because I want to do a time
Yeah, it's hailing again. See. Pew, pew, pew.
You guys see it?
All that. Might not be as clear for you guys, but it's definitely happening.
Which, let me see where that one is now. Let me pull up the radar. A little bit closer towards Valley now, pushing away from Cedar Bluffs. Looks like the rotation not quite as tight on that one.
We just had a couple.
Oh, that one sounded bad.
That was bad. Guys, everybody in our neighborhood got new roofs, so now we haven't got a new roof yet, but everybody in our neighborhood got new roofs, so now they can basically
That's like it's
potentially face some hail damage.
If you're new watching this, please like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And we're planning to do more live streams and more videos more frequently. Looking that good right now. It doesn't look as clear on camera, but oh yeah, you guys kind of started to see the hill now. I don't know if you guys can see that fully, but it's hill. Yeah, hill's coming down here. Yeah, hill. I don't know if you guys see those white things, but that's hill. Yeah, hill's coming.
Why do you make this so hot?
Like what? I don't know.
You guys see all that hill? Show them all that hill on the driveway.
Yeah.
That's hill.
I don't know if you guys see that. Yeah, you guys should see that.
I want to get the floor.
The storm is mainly to the south of Springdale and
Here
north of Louisville. Yes.
There it is. Okay, if you guys can hear us,
All right.
type one in the chat.
Storm chaser Scott Nicholson. This is right now as he is out storm chasing. You can see the wall cloud beginning to form and develop. Boy, this is really very impressive video that he's got coming in here, and most likely good.
There's a lot of wind.
Taking place right
Wow.
now. And you can
Looks like-
see the inflow and the outflow.
Oh, it looks like you guys are.
This really
Okay.
gives you a very good vantage point on the storm as it continues
Dang,
to
that's
grow
a
and
big
expand.
cloud.
It's got a history of
You guys
producing
see this?
ping pong ball size hail. And again, we're looking at potential for some rotation that is beginning to occur. You can see all the lightning. Certainly, this is a very classic storm developing right now. You can see it continues to grow and expand.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not
all.
sure what location he's in right now, but the man is this is from right along Highway 50. Looking at possible location. Looking at some locations.
Yeah,
that
that's
you can see
bad.
near the light pole, just off to the north of the light pole. So kind of in and out of some tornadic
at
development
that
starting to take place
cloud.
there. And
That looks
definitely
like
a
a
very
tornado
volatile
forming.
situation. You can see the rain shaft off in the distance, but that wall cloud kind of beginning to inch its way out and expand in coverage. So if anything does develop, he is right on the storm right now. And boy, that is really
Your
impressive.
connection is bad.
Showing the storm
I
development
think like
there
the storm
along Highway
is
50. If you live
like
in this
interfering with
path
it.
right now of the storm, you need to
So I
seek
think it
shelter
might keep on
immediately.
lagging for you
As I
guys,
mentioned,
but
it's gonna
if you guys
emphasize
can
this
hear us,
enough.
type
It's a
one
very
in the
dangerous
chat.
situation. and a tornado could develop at any moment
It's
right
hailing,
now.
yeah, it's hailing
Just
a
kind of
lot.
seeing the rotation taking place throughout that storm cloud. And again, it is just growing
Oh,
and
okay,
expanding in
one.
coverage. A lot of hail associated with this storm, up to about at least an inch,
Wait.
maybe even 2 inches in diameter.
Oh my! I'm getting this shot.
Oh, yeah.
I get this shot.
Oh
This
my
shot
God.
is good. This shot is good. Look at that, guys. The wind blowing all the trees and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, it's starting to get extreme now. It's like blowing everything.
Just yanks the door.
Look at the wind blowing the trees. Some garbage cans, it looks like. Man, it will soon. Go outside, no balls, you won't. Well, no, don't do it with your phone.
I did it.
That's not going outside.
Oh, look at guys.
If you
Look at all
hold it,
that
I
hill.
will. Do it if you hold it.
No, no, look outside. Look at the hill.
If you hold it, I will. I'll legit run for like 10 seconds and go outside. What? No. Bro, what are you doing? This man.
I'm getting some good shots right now.
Can you hold this for a second?
You guys see all the hills jumping in the grass right now? See if we can get this camera in here.
Oh, no, no, no.
These are not the only severe thunderstorms that we're dealing with across the area right now.
One person left. No.
You guys are missing the best part.
Oh. You guys seeing all that lightning?
It was flooding a little bit though.
No, this was it.
Why?
Go check the laptop.
Oh, 5 people watching, guys. See all that hail and stuff? If you look in the grass, you can see hailstones jumping in the grass a little bit. I thought we were in the clear, but I guess another storm's gonna hit us. Don't want to be outside. I mean, I'm inside and outside. You guys see the hailstones jumping in the grass? Oh! Oh! They just said our address. You said where we live. Okay. Dude, it's hailing now again. Really bad. It's not big, but like it's hailing. You guys can see it jumping in the grass. And the lightning and thunder though is very prominent. Guys, I'm opening the window because if I showed you guys this, you can't see anything. So I have to actually open up a screen door. I mean, or a storm door to show you guys what's happening. You love Ohio? I traveled through Ohio last summer. I used to have a cousin who lives there.
Okay.
You guys see all that? Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh wow. See that? You guys see that? Look at point the grass because you can contrast it. You know, you can see the white with the green. So if you point at the grass, you see the hill. Wow.
See all that lightning though?
Oh, okay. The hill's getting big. Oh no. It looks like ping pong now. I'm not even kidding. I just saw one that landed. It looked like ping pong size hill. It was like I can say it was like this big. If you guys can kind of see what that is. Yeah, the hill's getting more bigger. If you look at the streets too, you can see bigger. Oh, that one just skipped across the lawn.
Yeah, I'm just...
This one close. This is more HD. Get it closer on.
Oh shit, never mind, it's storming. Yeah. Don't be like us not taking shelter, I guess.
I mean, we're technically inside, but the only thing that's really scaring me is if lightning struck like really close to us. But other than that, oh stop! No. If you look on the street too, you can see hill skipping all over the place. Imagine if the news people are watching this
Michigan
live
is
stream.
supposed to be the bad weather place, but I guess not.
Nope, Nebraska,
Omaha,
Oklahoma,
Omaha, Nebraska.
Ooh, that sounded like it hit someone's window.
That sounded bad.
Imagine one of them hits us in the eye. I don't think that's possible because the hail has to come this way. Yeah, we have 60 miles plus hours of winds.
Are you back?
Wind gusts, again, extremely large hail. Now getting some reports over ping pong ball size hail being reported over the Cedar Creek area. You can see Buffalo School kind of in that path of the storm as it tracks off to the east-northeast about 25 miles an hour. And that's some of the biggest concerns here. We still have the other tornado warning in effect for Dodge and Saunders County. That's Fremont, getting close to LaShara right now. South Cedar impacted in this area as well as North Cedar. It's moved out to the east of you, but this is really impacting the Fremont area. So again, if you live in Arlington, seek shelter immediately. This is getting close to school number 3 and also around
Guys, I'll be back.
along Highway 30, Highway 77, and closing out Highway 275. The storm keep tracking more to an east-northeasterly direction. Seem to be slowing down in their forward speed, especially when we start to get rotation like this or the potential for rotation. That can continue to happen very quickly across the
Okay.
Just pulling a picture back. Mercer, Arlington, we're in the direct path of the storm. Need to seek shelter immediately.
Going outside.
If you live in these locations, and hail obviously is one of the bigger concerns
At least
here
according
as these
to
storms continue
my
to keep
car's
moving off to the east.
thermometer.
You can see how large the hail is right now.
Oh,
That
okay.
seems to be decreasing in a little bit of size, up to about an inch and a half in diameter.
You guys can
Whether
see
some
that?
of this is even making it to the ground is a whole nother story right now, but we have had reports at least up to close to maybe a quarter to about a half-inch diameter hail occurring across the area there. So again, there's still another tornado warning in effect. We have 2 in effect for the area, and that's the biggest concern that we're looking at right now. Multiple potential for tornadoes developing across the region. Along with that, these storms are just extremely energized. So much lightning between Wahoo, Platte Smith, and extending just down to the south between Louisville and again Bellevue. The heart of the storms continue to move through the Omaha metro right now between, again, Happy Hollow, Midtown, moving into the old market area, crossing over the river, the Mighty Mo, and then heading into Potawatomi County. So Crescent, around Trainer area. You're going to see the impact
That lightning,
of the
though.
storm system moving into Potawatomi right now.
I've been to Michigan because my mom grew up there and my family is there. But Michigan is a pretty good place, but we had to stay in Michigan for 3 weeks because the snowstorm like a year ago. Wow, that just sucks. It looks like it's starting to wind down.
No, those storms that are gonna hit us.
Yeah,
We're not done.
There's going to be lots of
Area right now. So this looks to be this one. Montgomery, Florida, and Shelby counties just got initially out for 60 mile per hour winds. Hail, still reporting very heavy rain. In the Shelby County area, there's some storm spotters there. Again, confirmation back from meteorologists.
God, if you are listening, give me rain. You want rain? Oh, so I'm guessing since it's like hot for you, you want it to like cool down. I'm guessing, right? What? So to you guys see that lightning?
Cedar Creek and Springfield.
Okay, and Jen, I'm just gonna kind of ask you, I was just dragging into this, what a mess. I'll tell you what, Jim was saying, right here's the number one concern towards Cedar Creek.
Oh no, I think that's everyone. Like when it's too hot, you want it to be cold, and when it's too cold, you want it to be hot. I mean, that's me. I think that's everyone though.
The other thing I can tell you with this.
Because when it's winter, you're just tired of it, and then when it's summer, you just want it to be winter.
Visibility's down as.
But then you just hate it.
A lot of people getting ready to head home from work. I know traffic was pretty backed up coming up L Street. And I'll tell you this, the visibility was bad, the street flooding, hydroplaning, a huge concern. Plus, you obviously have the tornado risk. It does look like they canceled anywhere northwest. Is that correct? Okay.
But the problem is that now observed tornado has been confirmed, up to 2-inch diameter hail.
I didn't mean to do that.
So that cell right now is producing.
I'm thinking that the storm that's hitting Fremont right now will actually come over here too. So that, I don't think we're out of this because they said we're in a tornado watch until 11 p.m. which is kind of sucks. No one goes to the basement in Nebraska. If you go to the basement and you live in Nebraska, you're not Nebraskan. No one goes to the basement. We're used to this so much that if you went to the basement for every single storm in the summertime, that means you're going to the basement almost every week. So
we can show you exactly where that storm is,
Lightning.
right on top of Louisville.
remember, guys, if you have not slammed your body in the like section, please do so, and also subscribe if
Slam
you're
your
new to our
body
channel.
into the like section.
Okay, fine. Softly touch the like button, and then you hit it 3 times. Ooh, you see that warm air? Damn, son. That warm air, though. Just a damn son. And it looks like it died down again. Oh, man. I like action. It looks Dad's grass will be doing now. And the weather will die down.
That's that counterclockwise circulation. So Jim said right over Cedar Creek.
It's going to die down, but I feel like it's gonna start back up again. There's lots of lightning. Is it bad in Gretna? I mean, I would expect, since I mean, this is like Gretna's legit bias. Oh, you live in Gretna? Let me see the forecast.
He posted this on Twitter 9 minutes ago near Louisville, so I don't know for sure exactly when it was taken, but recently. this evening.
Do we live in the
tornado.
middle?
I'm looking at the video right now.
Yeah, we do
And
live
even
in
with
the
the
middle.
tree line, hard to really see that, but especially with the cone and how you're watching.
8
the
people,
formation,
wow,
that most
that's
likely,
crazy.
That is the tornado.
It's not all the way to the ground.
It's
real
there.
close.
Be honest,
Guys,
if you want to
sponsor us,
like,
please.
at that point, you can see the
Sponsor
platform.
us.
It's kind of out over the open.
Donate
He's
if
in a
you
really good spot,
like.
though, because he doesn't seem to have a lot of obstruction from
To
rain.
be honest,
There's
Ohio is
some great
pretty chill.
stuff
The
there.
weather is nice.
Who was
Makes
that again,
zoo
Scott?
and aquarium. But, like,
Warren
if you
on
use
Twitter, I'm
the
getting
Lewis,
more
it's
that
really
appear to be
fun.
from a similar vantage point that I'm seeing,
Every day during the summer.
that we can try to get those
Imagine going
photos
like
as well.
70 to
So
90
yeah,
miles
you
per
can
hour
see it defined
winds
there.
every
Look
day.
at this.
That's
So
crazy.
this is from
What?
Audra, actually, east of I-80, Sarpy
it's been
County,
going
some
good.
meteorologist Audra Moore
You live in
put this up
Sarpy?
as well. So a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
live in
places
Sarpy.
seeing those ominous clouds that really, as you have been warning this afternoon, this evening,
East
it's a
of
type of
I-80.
situation that you want to be careful as you're making plans and heading out because they seem to be popping up in different places at different times. And
Dang, everyone's
you gotta
like
be
coming
safe
now,
because it is a
but I
rather
mean,
large
you
area.
guys should have
I
came
just
when
got
it
in here a
was.
little bit ago, guys.
like
I'll tell you,
very
there's-
bad.
the sky is very ominous looking. It is definitely, even in the heavy rain, as I was coming through the Millard area
I live in
up
Sarpy,
L
and
Street
it's
there,
all.
it just had a
all
weird
good
feel to it. So
now.
obviously our number one concern would be the possibility of a tornado continuing.
Yeah, I
here. You
mean,
can see the shear
it's
mark
settling,
well-defined.
it's settling
Just about
down
on
for
the last
us
radar,
too,
it
but
sometimes
I
just
feel like
takes
it's
about
gonna
35
come back
minutes to,
again. Because
refresh.
other
But
storms
between
are passing
Louisville
by.
and Cedar Creek here, once again, that's where we're gonna be looking at that, right inside the tornado warning. You can see in the red that's kind of been re-sculpted a little bit by the Weather Service. And really, most of the metros seem very heavy
Maybe after this storm is
thunderstorms
done,
right
we
now.
can
Very
play
amazing
Fortnite.
stuff.
Squad up, right? Yeah,
Chevrolet,
squad up.
as you know,
Oh,
is in
squad up and
Louisville.
play Fortnite.
Their showroom is
You want
open
to
today,
shake it,
obviously.
say no.
Customers are there. They've, from what I understand, the receptionist who answered told me that customers have been huddled into the shelter in Louisville.
Okay.
The sirens are going off.
Sure,
Somebody
yeah.
went out back of the dealership and saw debris flying in the
Oh,
air.
wow.
So that's someone who's in Louisville.
Okay.
Eyeballing the storm.
Is that
It's on
pretty recent?
Main Street I'm talking about. 5-7 minutes ago, maybe.
Okay,
I've
okay.
So
been
that's the
Omaha,
latest
but
from
when I
Louisville.
went
Again,
there
debris
today-
flying, sirens
But
going
I
off,
went
customers
on
being huddled into the
because I
back, into their
never-
shelters.
And it makes sense. I mean, we're looking at the shear marker right here, and once again, if we do have the tornado, that's where it's going to be, right between Louisville and Cedar Creek. And obviously, we've had verification from spotters of at least what appeared to be a brief touchdown.
Yeah, how do you live through that?
We're
Yeah,
still
I mean,
watching this. And
we're kind of
probably
used to
need
it by
take
now,
serious as
'cause,
if
you
there
know,
is a tornado on the ground, and just to
you get it
reiterate,
so frequently.
watching us down here, lowest level, preferably a basement, away from windows, and if you can get under something like a bench or a table, something else to add protection, again, because you just never know. It's that time of year, we're right in our peak severe weather season, and we're still getting some pretty good returns and signatures back that this definitely would be an ongoing tornado, or certainly one that could redevelop and form to the ground. And like we were saying, Jim, boy, there's a lot of rain. Some of these contain hail, a lot of thunder and lightning, just a lot of threats with this.
Yeah, and I think the big concern too is that the hail is growing in size, so that's gonna be a major concern here.
That's
Here's
in
hail
Gretna.
in the Gretna area, that's up to about, you can tell, more than quarter size, close to ping pong ball size
Look
hail.
at some of
That
those
kind of
clusters.
confirms, I mean, that
Looks like a
confirms
ball.
our reports. You can see that, almost looks like cotton kind of
Yeah.
lining the grassy areas, but yes, that is some very large hail, so we're looking at these storms continuing to grow, and that's gonna be one of the biggest concerns right now, is that significant hail damage, probably most likely once these
Yeah,
storms keep
spice
moving
up
to the east,
your-
along with that very
your
strong gusty
live
winds.
in
I'm gonna go
life.
head over to the weather computer real quick and show you what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
as far
yeah.
as the storm
Yeah, I
that's
know what you
producing, the confirmed report
That's
of a
what we're all
tornado that
about.
has been observed right now
Seven
just off to
fuels.
the east of Louisville, north of Highway 66, mainly to the east of Highway 50 right now. Tornado warning
sure
in
they
effect
get
for
at least,
Cass and
like,
Sarpy
10
counties. We're here at 5:55, so we have another 5 more minutes on this tornado warning. Wouldn't be surprised though if it gets extended. Now, as we've been mentioning and talking about throughout the afternoon and now into the
I mean,
evening,
they don't get
the
it that
overall
often,
potential.
I
This is what
guess.
we look at
So,
inside the storm to get a good
guess.
idea of where the rotation could be taking place. And this is where we're looking at the winds inside of the
I do
storm
kind
going
of wish I
towards or
lived in
away.
Tornado-
You can see the red right
Tornado
now,
Valley.
that's the storm.
Valley.
The winds tracking away from
Yeah,
the
you know,
radar
spice
beam.
up your life.
And right in this pocket along Highway
guess.
66, this is the area right now that we could be looking at least the potential for more tornadoes to develop. So they will be continuing to kind of lift in and out. Recycling is what we will see a lot of the time, kind of recirculating those storms, but you can see how massive this is.
And it shows you just how volatile and how dangerous the situation is right now. Off to the east of Louisville, really right on top of Louisville, north of Manly, right around the Hale School. We're looking at Springfield. You're kind of out of the clear on this, but this storm is tracking to the east northeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. And you can see how large the hail is. Now it's growing intensity up to more than 2.5 inch diameter hail, and many pockets of it stretching from Louisville to Cedar Creek right now. That would put it over at least lime-size hail. So we're talking about it growing and expanding in coverage right now. And as we mentioned, the conditions are ripe for more development to take place here into the rest of this evening. So multiple counties still under severe thunderstorm warnings. The tornado warning that was in effect for the Fremont area, that has expired, which is good news that we're starting to see that overall threat decreasing. However, the potential for very large hail, strong gusty winds between Douglas, even Saunders and Washington County, this until 6:15. So this is going to be in effect for another 15 minutes, but can't rule out the potential that another tornado could form out of this, because we're starting to see again that sort of classic little hook signature that's taking place right now just to the northwest of the valley, running into a very warm, moist environment that could generate even more strong to even severe storms. But you can see how massive this area of storm development is taking place, stretching all the way from Blair, between Bennington, Crescent, crossing over the river right now into Pottawatomie County. In the Midtown, the Millard area really getting hit very hard, very heavy rain there, and back over the west, even over Valley and Marble. Many locations still looking at the storm formation taking place across the area, and still a lot of hail with these storms between Mercer, Lashera right now, Valley, Arlington. We're looking up to about an inch, maybe inch and a half in diameter hail, so close to about a quarter to maybe even a little larger size of hail, and a lot of lightning. So this is another dangerous situation. Multiple kind of modes of severe weather taking place with these storms that continue to form across the metro here for this evening, mainly south of Chicana. So here is that zone. It is happening right on top of the Omaha metro, stretching just to the east of Wazoo right now, and all of this will continue to keep slowly moving to the east. And another big concern, because these storms are sort of slowing down their forward speed, is that they're going to produce a lot of rain in a very short amount of time. And with about 1/4 inch of rain that fell earlier in the day, the ground is saturated, especially from the storms over the weekend. And that only means that those creeks, those streams, and those low-lying areas will fill up very quickly, and that's when we'll start to see some flooding taking place. Storm drains can't handle all of this rain. It just starts to fill up so quickly across the area. I know, Ryan, if you got any more updates on your end?
I do, Jen. Actually, boy, incredible stuff with the lightning there, and obviously the heavy rain. Dave from the Weather Service is talking to the fire department in Cedar Bluffs. That was in Saunders County, kind of back a little bit earlier, and the reporters there said they thought that tornado west of Cedar Bluffs was probably a gust tornado or a large dust devil. No damage there, so that's good. Still waiting to get some more information on what's going on in the south toward Louisville. In fact, guys, go back to Viper real quick. I put this in 3D mode, and I'll kind of explain what's going on here. We now have two tall cylinders, I like to call them. They're all the way at the surface, up into the thunderstorm itself. This
I think it's going to come back again.
See exactly
if there's a tornado on the ground, more red and everything.
Redevelop. It's going to be probably just to the east of Highway 50 here, northeast of Louisville, almost on top of the Platte River. So that area right in there, where the Platte and Highway 50 intersect, that would still be an area, and especially pressing north and east of that, again, that would be the area where you definitely want to be in shelter right now, because this is still a very serious situation. It's 6 o'clock. I believe the tornado warning, at least one of the initial one, was supposed to be set to expire. I'm sure the Weather Service will likely extend that. There just disappeared. So we'll see what they do with that here in the next couple of minutes. Certainly, I would take this situation extremely seriously. Definitely lowest level interior room. If you don't have a basement, low level bathroom or closet's a good place to be, away from windows. The flying debris.
Stay away from windows
in these type of situations. And it's not just there, but we've got lightning, heavy rain, street flooding, even a hail concern here, especially with this storm. You can see right northwestern Cass, south central parts of Sarpy County, where you kind of get that magenta color. That would indicate a good possibility of hail. Zepp was just showing us the hail in Gretna. Some of that looks like it was quarter to golf ball size. And it's kind of the stuff that meshes together in the clouds and gets really big and jagged. That's what we're dealing with here. So just a very volatile and unstable weather situation. Continuing now, it looks like storms are refiring back in the valley, all the way into eastern Saunders County. Right now, most of that would be heavy rain. gusty winds, and a small hail threat. So by far, our most serious situation again, if this storm near or just northeast of Louisville. Treat that as potentially tornadoes on the ground with that system there, and then otherwise,
the live stream's not that good. If we don't get anything exciting right now,
that's a problem. We're just getting into the teeth of our evening drive here. So visibility is bad. I was just coming in about half an hour ago. It's horrible out there. There's a lot of ponding or street flooding going on. I wouldn't be surprised if parts of the county get under a flood advisory or flood warning. It's raining that much, that fast, and I'll tell you what, it's been doing this for almost a couple of hours now in some spots. So again, that is a little bit of a concern too. So as I'm saying, all sorts of severe weather modes here. Obviously, our number one concern, kind of on the extended southwest side of the metro, in and around Louisville, northwestern parts of Cass, southwestern parts of Sarpy County. That would be potentially where we would have the tornado threat right now. All right, I'm going to check out a couple other modes here. Let's get into our hail mode. And yeah, I mean, it's standard. I think a lot of these storms are probably going to contain at least some hail. Obviously, as we look at this, the most potent storm system is the one we've been giving a lot of attention to. And it's kind of interesting here because we're actually in a little outflow on that as well, where we're getting winds, and that would be kind of the rotating winds around that potential tornado. So, Jen, hail, heavy rain, lots of lightning, and obviously that concern to our south.
No doubt. And so let's give you a real quick update, kind of go back to the beginning here, because the tornado warning has been extended now. Does not include Sarpy County. Let's go to the weather computer so I can show you that the new warning has been issued, now in effect until 6:30 tonight. We're talking about this area right along Highway 66. You can see kind of the bowing taking place, sort of that well-defined sort of comma shape. That is where there is the potential for another tornado to develop. Now, it's not been confirmed with this one, the latest. We're looking at the observation. We're really looking at the potential that radar indicated right now. Again, this thing is going to continue to keep recycling, recirculating throughout the evening hours. So getting awfully close to Hale School, south of Cedar Creek. But as we've been mentioning, one of the bigger concerns with this right now has been the hail. Hail reports now up to potentially close to 3 to 3.5 inches within the core of the storm. So this is one of the biggest concerns. Now, this storm has had a history of producing up to about ping pong ball size hail. Would not be surprised as the storm continues to move off to the east of us that we will see some bigger damage taking place in this area. As we take a look right now, you can see the hail as it's just pounding this car.
I want to take a picture.
Yeah, the insurance adjusters are going to have a field day with this storm system. Oh, ping pong ball, even golf ball size hail.
Guys, the storm is coming back. Oh. Wait, give me 1 second.
Let's get
a
trying to get that
thumbnail.
Now, yeah, golf ball size hail, really incredible across parts of Gretna.
And let me come outside with you. It's about to start again, guys.
Dude, the air right now is like hot, but like it's cold, but it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel, you know that something's about to happen. And then that lightning, all those lightning strikes. You know what I'm gonna do? You see that those tripod we have? I'm gonna set that up. So let me, no. Let me go inside.
That lightning.
There's still more severe thunderstorm warnings in effect until 6.
That one was close.
10 minutes or so. Dodge, Douglas, Saunders, and Washington County. This is in effect for
it's not raining at the no. The thunder though. It's not raining at the moment, but the wind is going to pick up. That's called crash. Oh, and I need to put you in a timeout, man.
This has really been an area very hard hit by storms and showing you just how massive this complex is.
I gotta put you in the timeout, bro.
How bright red the storms that are tracking to the east of Louisville. The hail core within that really significant, so larger than golf ball size, probably even larger than line size hail being reported. I'm going to slice this storm right now. Tilt this down. This is the severe thunderstorm.
Yeah, as you can see, the wind is going to pick up.
Storms are. Think about where airplanes fly, about 30,000 feet. These tops are up to close to 50,000 feet right now. So again, it has a lot of time to build and to grow, and those hailstorms, the hailstones to continue to expand and grow in size. So
lightning over there.
We got 2 tripods going on right now. The tripod action right here.
Where'd you get that?
It's one that Dad has not used, but I've used it before.
On the storms and just how large they are, and how high they've ripple flown. It's about 40 to 50,000 feet.
You can tell,
which
you
means
know
they're
it's
gonna
cheap.
stick together for a while. These are
Cheaper
gonna
than the
hold
other one.
together
You just
across the
know.
river, and these things will not wind down for at least
That could be a
another
spot where we
2 or
could
3
put the
hours. So the storm
dome.
potential will continue across the region, as you can see across the area. So let's check in with meteorologist Mark Stitz, who's out in the Elkhorn area right now. Mark, tell us where you're at and what you're seeing.
Yeah, Ken, we just went through Elkhorn. We're headed south right now on Highway 6. So we're generally headed towards the Gretna direction. And we're actually, it looks very quiet. I'll show you what we're looking at right now. We are actually nearly rain-free. The wind chill over is just on lightning. They've just seen that. We do have a lot of lightning in the area still. We're kind of surrounded by thunderstorms where we are. So we're kind of
that's,
waiting right now for this
204th
next
Street,
line of
guys. That's
thunderstorms to come
Pacific.
through.
You see
You've
that
been talking
street right
about
there?
that
That's
first round
Pacific.
lot that Omaha is still dealing
Right,
with.
is that
Then there's a
Pacific?
gap in the thunderstorm
No, that's
activity.
West Central.
And out towards Valley and points south of that towards
So that's
Ashland,
she's
getting
going
the
south
second
of
round
Elkhorn.
of these thunderstorms moving through. Now, we're kind of waiting to see possibly, always some concern with those back line edges. It's a little bit of a messy line right now. The potential always there for a little bit of an edge of this to maybe try to spin something up. Now, luckily no rotation right now on radar, but we are kind of, again, waiting to see exactly what this back line of these thunderstorms does, because you'll most likely get a break from some of this rainfall, and then it's going to really start coming down again. That's what we're about to get in here as we head south out of Elkhorn and getting towards Ashland. So we'll continue to get updated from here, and we're going to follow these into the metro as they work their way back into Omaha.
All right, Mark, good stuff there. And once again, you can see the ominous clouds. He's kind of in and out of the rain, but yeah, if he's headed back south, he'll definitely get in that more. Once again, Jen was showing you this. The severe thunderstorm warning continued for most of the metro. Obviously, the tornado warning getting extended there from northwestern Cass County until about 6:30. Guys, if we go back over to Viper, I just want to kind of go back and show a couple things with that here. Once again, we are continuing to see those cylinders rotating around. And put a couple other parameters on this. As Jim was saying, 2+ hail. The other radar saying maybe as high as 3 or a little bit bigger. I mean, you're starting to get into baseball and almost softball size hail at that point. So typical with tornadic thunderstorms, you have all of that turbulence, all that energy up in the top of the thunderstorm there. It's a lot of stuff going on. You've got updrafts and downdrafts, meaning winds kind of going up through the thunderstorm, coming back down. And then in a tornadic situation, you have wind shear or the circulation kind of the sideways. So think of a drill bit, if you will. That's what's going on with the storm. And we are continuing to see some of the shear markers on here. The other thing I noticed is the winds kind of coming into this 50 to 60 miles per hour. So there's a lot of shear with this, meaning we still have to take this storm very seriously. There's the tornado warning outline. You can see across 66 as you go across Cass County. It looks like now back toward Highway 50, the tornado threat is probably over with. Although, as we saw last week when Mark and I were here Wednesday night, the storms north that started to kind of drift and build west. So you always have to watch. And the other thing I've noticed, this thing's not moving a whole lot. And that's what we've seen. The storms have kind of just developed over West Omaha, coming up from the south and west, and they just expanded. So some areas, it's been raining a couple hours, probably several inches of rain with that. Obviously, our threat's a little bit more toward the tornado threat and the large hail threat at the current time here. And again, slowly trudging to the east there. If you told me 20 miles per hour, it's probably
I don't know if you guys
to be
saw
honest
that,
with you.
but
It just hasn't moved a whole lot more. At least we're seeing the circulation with the storm. Yeah, Craig, yes.
What you said, just got off the phone, Ryan, with the clerk from Taylor's Quick Pick, which is a convenience store on Highway 50. It was raining there, high winds. They believe they spotted that tornado from their vantage point. The clerk also told me they have a store full of people that they are keeping sheltered from this storm. Very, very busy at this point after that severe weather rolled through the bullseye, which at this point, Louisville.
Yeah, absolutely, Craig. And it's good that people are kind of giving a helping hand here and at least getting them inside away from the elements. We still have to treat this again. We've seen it on this video. We've had several reports, at least something going on in the sky, although a couple of the reports, you know, honestly, their vantage point, they said, was blocked a little bit, so they couldn't tell if it was all the way to the ground. But needless to say, there's the tornado warning continuing again, mainly just to the east of Louisville. So north central parts of Cass County, right along Highway 66, really up toward the Platte River. Definitely stay in your safe place right now because there's a lot going on with that storm. The other thing we've seen, which is kind of a positive negative, if you will, obviously we have the showers and storms continuing all across the city. Jen showed the computer model earlier in the newscast here. I believe it was between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. And the model was absolutely nailing this. I mean, with timing, and then it had this kind of clustering through. What this will eventually do, though, is you should see that that's the front coming in. So that'll actually kind of kick this stuff out. She was saying probably between about 7 and 8 o'clock. So we've still got at least another healthy hour of severe weather in the area. In fact, they did just issue the severe thunderstorm, what it looks like for parts of the area just south and east of Fremont there. A lot of this will be heavy rain. This will give us a kick, but it's still going to take a little bit of time. And if you notice here, look closely, you can see the tornado watch canceled west of Walking now. So that's good news. The negative is this is going to be more rain on top of some localized flooded areas, and we still got this tornado warning down in north central Cass County. So a lot going on. And I'm going to widen this out a little bit, but I'll tell you, most of it's right here on top of the metro, the extended metro, all the way up to Blair, Washington County, Council Bluffs,
It's raining.
Preston, Iowa, in the east there, along Highway 6 and 3092. So you go Trainer toward Carson, Iowa, even now pushing back toward the Atlantic, Iowa area. But you'll see to the west, at least once you get beyond that back edge, nothing's going on. So that is certainly some good news. Looks like this will be it, but it's going to take a little time. Front's probably coming right through here. And that's why we've seen the tornado watch cancel a few counties in the central Nebraska, and this will eventually kind of push this off to the east of us. But maybe another hour or two, we still have to deal with not only heavy rain, a lot of thunder and lightning, with the possibility of severe weather continuing now with the large hail, especially on that storm to our south, and then obviously the tornado will continue in a small little part there of north central Cass County. It's not moving much. That's why Craig's talked to a couple of these businesses and popular spots down there off Highway 50 and near the Platte River. They've got everybody inside, and they've been there for about 30 or 40 minutes. Sirens are going off down there, and again, the storm's not moving a whole lot. So that's our number one thing we're continuing to watch, and then obviously tons of lightning.
Yeah, that's been the big concern. So as we're tracking these storms, again, we have a watch and effect tornado watch until 11 o'clock tonight across our area. You can see this massive complex of severe thunderstorms breaking out right on top of the Omaha metro. Let's go to the weather computer real quick and kind of go back through the overall what we're looking at this point. Kind of reset the scene for you. Tornado warning is in effect for Cass County. This is in effect until 6:30, so for another about 15 plus minutes or so as this storm continues to move off to the east. As we've been watching very closely, again, the storms were tracking to the east-northeast about 25 miles an hour. But as Ryan's been mentioning, we've really started to see a slowdown in forward speed, which is producing a lot of lightning and also some very heavy rainfall across the area. So Cass, Douglas, Mills, and Sarpy County, severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Are in red. The winds green are showing them towards the radar right now. And even though we're not looking at any well-defined rotation taking place, that potential is still certainly there. Very strong gusty winds. One of the biggest concerns right now that we're seeing
lightning
is
again.
the hail continues to grow in size. Now maybe up to about 3 inches in diameter. So that would be much larger than the lime size. We're talking over golf ball size hail.
It's starting to come back. It's starting to come back.
On Highway 66. And we do have more storms. Severe thunderstorm warnings remain in effect here for at least another minute or so for Goddard. Douglas,
starting to come back, guys.
Washington County would not be surprised if some of this gets extended further to the east over Bennington. You're now getting hit with very heavy rain. Utan Valley area, Blair, you're not under a warning, but still significant rain. And you can see how large this complex of strong to severe storms are, stretching all the way from Neola, getting close to Neola, right along Interstate 80 as it crosses over into Iowa right now between Bellevue, Flat Smith, around the Offutt Air Force Base, seeing a little hole in the development as Mark Stitz was mentioning earlier. Now here's this next band of severe storms beginning to break out back to the west of Chapco. So we've seen a little brief break over Millard and Chapco.
Yeah, we're gonna get hit again.
Now that's beginning to change here in the Omaha metro. This will start filling in once again, and another round of storms coming in. I'm going to slice the storm for you so you can see inside the storm, showing you a 3D view
it's
of
coming
the
back.
storm right now. And you can see
Coming
the
back,
cloud
guys.
top reaches all the way up to 50,000 feet. Well, the core of the storm is topping out about 40,000 feet. And so we see these growing and expanding throughout the afternoon and evening hours, and that's why the hail is growing in size, the intensity of the storms, You're slowing down to forward speed, so we're looking at some significant rainfall, and again, very large hail stretching from Ashland, the main core, the largest core of hail right now.
You know what
This is
that affects
east of
like,
Louisville and even over Springfield. Wanted to show you, this is estimated rainfall over the last hour when these storms started developing. Right over Springfield, Louisville, Northeast, we're looking at amounts right now that could be up to about 2 to 3 inches in some isolated spots here. So meaning about an inch per hour coming down with the storm. So this is where some of the heaviest rain is.
So it's been
and as
an
we
hour
mentioned,
long.
the potential for some flooding concerns in some isolated spots. Jimmy's got an update here.
We have a couple more pieces
it's going to
of
get
video
very
and photos from social media from our viewers sending us information. So I understand the first one is from Cedar Bluffs. I actually heard a report. If you want to look at this, Jen. So north of Cedar Bluffs. Now, someone had said on social media that there was a report that it was actually a gusting.
Yeah, the rain's
But
going to
that
pick up
looks-
again.
I don't know, that one looks a little more ominous. Hard to tell, of course, with the church in the foreground.
And the trees too, so not really getting modified, but again, had some official reports coming in from some of the
It's your
emergency
rating,
management
yeah.
folks in that county. And they're saying that, yeah, it looks like they went out to survey the damage. And at this point right now, they're not seeing any damage
Yeah,
in the
it's
area.
getting
So
dark.
might-
You
it
guys
may have
can
just been
barely
very
see, but
brief,
it's
gusting
pouring
or
now.
very strong gusting
Yeah, it's
winds
pouring
that
hard
moved
now.
through that area when it came through, so.
Oh,
they haven't
yep,
really
the
seen
wind is
rotation.
picking
We
up,
wouldn't
too.
know that until the National Weather Service
at
folks would go out afterwards to kind of survey the damage to see if they did see any definition of any circulation that would have taken place.
Okay, and this photo is near Waverly. This was taken by meteorologist Audra Moore. She sent us this photo. So again, a lot of places are seeing these clouds that people are taking pictures and video because some of them are threatening at times, and some are actually funnels and tornadoes coming in. This is, she was just giving us the vantage point in that area.
Yeah, and now we're seeing sort of a break in between in some spots here in the metro, so we're not all clear right now. I mean, that's the good thing, is that we're getting a little break, but more storm development continues to move in our direction, so we've got more that's forming back to the west over Valley. Again, one of the biggest concerns, though, is over the Louisville area, and as we track these storms, this kind of shows you the next 2 hours, kind of track this into the future. So you can see, right now, doing a great job of showing us where the storms are most active. The severe thunderstorms continue. This is going to be at about 8 o'clock tonight. That's when most of this severe thunderstorm activity will have come to an end here in the metro, and it looks like a majority of the area, well, we'll still see some very heavy rainfall occurring. I think the storms will track off it's very slowly between Atlantic, Red Oak. It'll still be your storms dealing with you a little bit further into parts of western Iowa, but we'll start to see things winding down here. I would give it about another hour or so that we're still going to have extremely active weather and the potential for more severe thunderstorm warnings to be issued, maybe even potentially tornado warnings being expanded further to the east of us. Craig?
Jennifer, I wanted to give you an update from Louisville in Cass County. I just got off the phone with one of the managers of the Louisville State Rec Area.
Oh, yeah.
Campground. They have roughly 50 to 60 campers at the campsite as we speak, and did when this thing rolled in. Now, they've gotten them out of harm's way. They've brought them to concrete fortified shower areas, and they've sheltered them. So they are out of harm's way. They're not out in the open, in an open campground at this point. Strong winds, rain, hail, all present in Louisville. The manager I spoke with said it does not appear they're done yet. They looked above. They saw what might be rotation. That was their word, not mine. And tree branches down. Trees and tree branches down. And so, hearkening back 1 year ago on June 16th, you'll recall on that Friday night we had so much tree debris and so many trees down and tree branches. Again, that was Louisville, Springfield, that same corridor. So they're getting hit again. And have been hit. But again, the update from the Louisville State Rec Area campground, 50 to 60 campers have been hustled away from their campsites to concrete fortified shower areas and are being sheltered as we speak.
Well, that's good news that they're all safe and accounted for, which is fantastic to hear that update. I know you were mentioning that some of these recreational areas, big concern here. Summertime, a lot of folks coming in, visiting from all kind of other places in the country right now, kind of enjoying our warm weather. But June is really one of our most active severe weather months, and obviously severe storms continue to form. Here is a picture from one of our viewers outside of the Louisville area, and you can see these clouds, certainly as they move through that area, we had reports of confirmed reports and observations of tornadoes over the Louisville area, so wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting confirmation once the National Weather Service can get out and really do some survey damage, kind of assess the situation, especially where there's been some confirmed and observed reports of tornadoes.
Yeah, absolutely. I just kind of started thinking about this. We got the Cedars in play tonight, and that may be a little of the confusion I think I picked up earlier from exactly who saw what. Cedar Bluffs in Saunders County was actually where they had what they thought was a gust, NATO and no damage. Cedar Creek down as you get to the south of the storm that still has a warning on it, that is obviously the one we've had confirmation with. So we got to keep our Cedars straight.
Cedars, yes,
They both have active weather.
I know, which does make it extremely challenging sometimes in being able to forecast and even tell you what's going on. But here is, again, all clear right now. So much calmer conditions moving into Fremont, West Point, Tacoma. This is where it all began. I was in West Point earlier this afternoon at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We started seeing development really just quickly came on just like that. And reason why the atmosphere is ripe for severe thunderstorm development. And that's why we were in the enhanced area and we've been under a watch since 4 o'clock this afternoon for tornado development. But you can see that right now there's a little hole here in the metro where we're getting no storm development. But as these storms continue, this is the second round that's coming in, and this is when we'll be done with the severe thunderstorms. But this next round is coming in. Looks like the atmosphere is super energized back to the north, crossing over the river right now, closing in on Woodbine along 680, tracking into the metro right now, mainly to the south in Cass and Sarpy County. That's where the tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 tonight. So that is still an extremely active area. And as we've mentioned, these storms are slowing down. And so the potential is there that significant rain, significant increase in some flooding concerns will continue. And as you can see, some of the video that we're tracking right now, I believe this is meteorologist Mark Stitz, was tracking the storms, but a lot of lowering taking place. So sometimes it appears that there might be a funnel trying to form, kind of cycling in and out of the storm clouds, and we'll continue to see a lot of that as we go into the late evening hours. Once we start to lose the heating of the day, we ended up managing to make it into the 90s, but with rain cooled right now, we're down to 79 degrees, but still the atmosphere is extremely energized and still very, very volatile. So the potential for more tornadoes to develop and severe storms to continue across the area is certainly going to be a major concern here, at least for the next couple of hours. I don't really think that the severe storm threat will decrease until probably close to about 9 o'clock tonight. It will start to wind down here in the metro, I would say within the next maybe hour to 2 hours or so. By 8 o'clock tonight, we'll start to see a lot of this tapering off here in the metro. As this cold front continues to push through, that is the trigger mechanism for the severe thunderstorm development today. And then as it moves eastward, crossing over the river, we're starting to see more warnings being issued in parts of western Iowa as we speak. I don't know, Ryan, if you've got any more updates on your end.
Jim, the one I've got here, the Weather Service just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Harrison County, Iowa. If you're watching us, the emergency managers, and talking to Beck here with the Weather Service, there is some rotation along that warm front in eastern Potawatomi County. So that would again be an impact to places like probably Oakland as you go toward Walnut and Hancock, Iowa, kind of that eastern part of Potawatomi County out as you go along Highway 6 there. Definitely keep tabs on the weather that way because they've got spotters out there that are saying, you know what, looks like maybe seeing something there. So at the very least, we got the thunderstorm warning in eastern Potawatomi County up to Harrison County. And then back down, guys, if we can go back over to Viper real quick. I want to kind of show you what's going on with the storm in the south that just continues to hardly move. And we actually used our dual pole radar estimates here, and it's real accurate to the 10th of an inch. Look at this, upwards of 3.5 inches of rain on the latest update down on the north side of that storm. And you can see amounts decrease a little bit, but still 2.25 1.5 inches as you go up through the Papillion area. And then it's interesting because I know in parts of the Millard and Gret area, we've seen a ton of rain, over 1 inch in spots, and that's kind of moved into Midtown up toward the northeast part of Douglas County. But there's a little spot here, you go just to the northwest, and they've had rain, but it's not as much, although it is beginning to add back up now with the latest round of thunderstorms coming in here. Otherwise, there's the tornado warning. It's small in stature, but it continues in the same spot, generally east of Louisville now. Again, we're talking about north central parts of Cass County there. In fact, I'll zoom in a little bit more on this so we can get some of our local streets and highways. And again, it's kind of hugging the Platte River. It's running really right along the Platte River there. It has been since really it got going around Highway 50 now to the east. You can see Highway 66 Cedar Creek, one of those areas, and again, this is the area between Louisville and Cedar Creek. We've had reports of some touchdowns. This one, again, in northern Cass County, definitely continues to mean business. And you can see that's mainly going to be the east of Highway 50 now. And obviously, heavy rain, some hail here through the rest of the Metro, Jim.
We've got meteorologist Mark Stitz right now, who has been tracking the storms. Let's check in with Mark. Mark, I know that you've been wanting, you're right in the thick of it right now. So tell us what highway you're on and what you're running into.
Yeah, Jim, we're on Highway 6. We just crossed, we're on 31, my apologies. Heading south towards South Bend. We just passed Nebraska Crossing outlet malls, and the rainfall has really picked up once again. We've heard some small hail hitting the windshield, but nothing that we could see long enough to actually get a size. There's sort of pretty small size hail in this area, but again, some hail is starting to mix in with that rainfall. Also, the very heavy rainfall, Ryan's mentioned this a few times. We are seeing some ponding on the roadways, especially as we went through some of that construction a little bit closer up towards Nebraska Crossing. So again, if you are out or you know someone that's heading home right now, make sure you are telling them to be very careful. Sometimes those large puddles kind of sneak up on you. They can be hard to see, especially along the sides of the roads. But again, some strong winds out here, the very heavy rainfall, we're back in it right now. And again, all this pushing into those areas that already got hit by that first round of thunderstorms. So we're going to continue to work our way down to the south, eventually turn back towards Louisville and South Bend. But again, things to kind of round two we're talking about. Right here, you can see that truck right in front of us just went through one of those larger puddles on the side of the road. So again, take it slow if you are out there. Reduce visibility. Obviously, you can't see the trees too much far in front of us in my camera view. And we'll continue to update you as we continue to see things out here as we follow these storms up into the metro.
And as we take a live picture right now, this is the Cedar Creek area. So you can see from one of our viewers showing us the storms as they were forming. And there it is. There is the tornado developing over Cedar Creek. And we've had some confirmed reports of a tornado as it was moving through from the National Weather Service. Wow, that's even more impressive from that vantage point. Very large tornado in that area. And again, we will not have confirmed reports on the kind of damage. These seems to be mainly in open country area. So you're talking near the river, crossing over, and again, not as populated as it was moving further to the east of Louisville. Ryan?
All right, yeah, Jen, absolutely. And what I've done here on Viper again is kind of put this back into 3D mode. And I'll try to explain this here as to what's going on. The National Weather Service did once again extend the tornado warning down into Cass County. And as I'm saying, we're starting to get a little push from the actual front and this back edge of thunderstorms. So this one, not so much right over the same area. Yes, it does still include the areas that have been under the gun for about an hour. But notice the warning has been extended all the way to Plattsmouth. So you now want to keep an eye on this storm. If it continues its course and its structure with the strong rotation, we could be under the gun here over the coming minutes. And you can see there's Highway 75 through Plattsmouth. Again, back on 66, it kind of cuts right through the middle of Cass County there all the way to Louisville. East of Highway 50, I think we're pretty good right now. This has moved a little bit finally, and then you get very heavy rain up on the north side of that. And we'll have to watch a little secondary circulation coming in on the southwest with some of those storms, so something to be advised of there. All right, we'll go back in our traditional 2D mode. And again, what we're seeing with that circulation is if there's a tornado, that is where it's going to be. And you can see the top side of that east of Louisville now. So definitely south of Cedar Creek at this point, although there may still be some hail with some of that. And you can see a lot of rain and storms continuing all the way up through the metro. Now, here's the positive. We're actually seeing this back line kind of merge in with this complex, and we're starting to see at least some equal progress of movement, which is definitely some good news. I talked about this. Unfortunately, it's going to put down a lot more rain. Area flood warnings are in effect for parts of the area, so that's a concern. Street flooding is a huge concern, and where it's pouring down rain, your visibility is not very good. So not the easiest evening drive here, to say the least.
Give me a second.
But we are finally getting a little bit of a push here. So that's why, again, the tornado warning expanded all the way to Plattsmouth, still back kind of in that area of Cedar Creek. Again, this is north central and now northeastern Cass County. So what that means is you want to head to your safe spot. Even in Plattsmouth, I would start kind of maybe getting the basement or the lowest level room. If you got a radio or a little TV or your phone, you can keep watching us with our app there, and we'll give you all the latest stuff while you're in a safe place. Otherwise, the big thing too, you want to stay away from windows because with numerous reports, at least 3 touchdowns, flying glass, debris, tree damage, that kind of thing would be the number one threat in and around the tornado. And then obviously it's just very heavy rain, tons of lightning, and even some hail through parts of the metro here. So keep that in mind. And you can see the actual severe thunderstorm warnings are kind of hit and miss up toward Logan and Harrison County. We also talked about some pretty strong rotation with this storm here in eastern Potawatomi County. So as you head, say, toward Oakland, Iowa east, you got to watch that system. And now expanding into Cass County, Iowa. Obviously, Cass County, Nebraska, they got the most with the tornado warning. And then even with this last bit of storms kind of right along and ahead of the front, it's going to put down a lot more rain, but it's going to get things moving along, kind of giving it a nudge there. So that is at least a positive. And we were saying probably another good hour in the immediate metro for severe weather threats. Looks like the northwestern part of Douglas County will be becoming a much improved state there as things die down.
Certainly became on the backside of the storm system now. Let's go to Weather Computer real quick. Again, tornado warning, just kind of resetting it for you. We do have another tornado warning that has been issued for Cass County until 7:15. It is mainly moving towards Murray, Plattsmouth, so you potentially could be dealing with, again, another tornado developing. So we have confirmed reports of a tornado that moved through the Louisville area, even around Cedar Creek. This is the area of concern right now. We're looking at really the winds intensifying, and this is showing a little bit better formation than what we've seen really with all of the tornadoes that have been confirmed and observed today, that at least with the strong winds, we're getting a better indication. This is way far away now of Louisville, getting closer to Conestoga Middle School, right along Highway 1. This is mainly to the south of Highway 66, around the Minard area, and moving in an easterly direction, but slowing down in forward speed. So here is the concern right now, getting close to Murray, and that tornado warning in effect. This in effect, now we're getting flooding concerns. Here is now a flash flood warning. I believe Ryan probably just got issued here. Does not surprise me, as I'll show you the potential there will be in the concern. So Louisville, this is where we have the confirmed report, observed tornado.
I'm not even kidding. I see a little bit of rotation. Backside, west. See that?
This is the one, though, that we did have some confirmed reports from some emergency managers who went out to kind of survey the damage. And they think
Hi.
probably it's a tornado, but once again,
Hey, what's up?
we'll go out to check out just some of the storm reports coming in. Hail obviously has been one of the biggest concerns with these storms, and you can see it moving across Cass County right now, getting awfully close to Minard and just the south of Cullum, mainly along Highway 66. So very much an open country area. As we're looking at still things filling back in again. We saw a little brief break here in the Omaha Metro between Happy Hollow, Midtown, even back to the west. Now things filling in between Elkhorn, Boys Town, and around Gretna. So along the I-80 corridor between 680, even along Dodge, we're starting to see the rain, the second surge coming in. Still have warnings in effect for Cass, Douglas, Sarpy, and Saunders County, but it's severe thunderstorm warnings in effect until 7:15. So a ton of moisture, ton of rain coming down right now. Fremont, you still have a little storm trying to develop just to the south of you, but again, the most intense storms are beginning to cross over the river, crossing over the Mighty Mo, and then moving into Iowa right now around Oakland. Woodbine storms are getting awfully close to you along Highway 6, Highway 59, between Malvern, even around Traynor. You'll start to see some of these storms kind of picking up in coverage in your location. Wanted to show you this three-dimensional view of the storms, kind of going inside, cutting the storm in half here, and showing you just how incredibly strong. They continue to grow in height. The cloud top right now on this is at 50,000 feet. 40,000 is really where the main energy of the storm is right now. And this is the reason why we're seeing significant hail. The core of the storm has really been extremely intense. We've had reports up to about golf ball to ping pong ball size hail, and most likely in some spots, I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being maybe up to a close to baseball size in some locations. But you can see the estimated rain totals here of the last 3 hours, the bullseye just to the east of Louisville, Springfield, and this is where we now have flooding concerns, a flash flood warning in effect for that area right along the Platte. So this is going to be a serious issue here now on the backside of the storm, and now more rain is starting to move in. Craig Negrelli's got some updates here.
Yeah, valuable information, Jennifer, coming in from that area you just showed, which would be right here, just east of Louisville, from Cedar Creek.
Yeah.
I spoke to a woman by the name of Pat Fuchsa. She lives in Cedar Creek. She says they received hail continuously for about 45 minutes.
Wow.
2 inches in diameter, coating their lawns. She lives along Platteview Drive, which she tells me is right near Cedar Creek Lake. She called the waves on the lake unbelievable. It appeared to be coming in from Louisville, this severe weather that you see right here. She can tell me that the hail was pounding their windows, that it coated their front yard, and that they are in the basement now due to the severity of the situation. But it's a stormy night, and as long as she has lived in Cedar Creek, Nebraska, they say they've never seen a storm like this in recent memory. So it's bad out there tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely a very dangerous situation.
Again, that's from Cedar Creek, which is right near Louisville.
Yeah, and so we've had some confirmed reports from multiple people, even in that area now, coming in from the National Weather Service and storm spotters. There was a tornado that did develop, and here is another view from one of our viewers, and you can see that incredible shot of the severe thunderstorm, the wall cloud, and then the formation of the tornado. Yeah, this is a very large one. Wouldn't be surprised if on the scale of maybe about an EF2, just kind of looking at it, maybe even a little larger depending on the winds, but we won't really have a good indication on that until the National Weather Service is able to go out and do some survey of any damage in that area. But boy, significant. That's a very, very large tornado that develops. So wouldn't be surprised if that is at least an EF2, if maybe even not larger than that. We're just looking at the size of the storm.
I can't wait till that falls.
Generally, I mean, we saw winds of about 75 miles an hour, which would put that on a lower scale. But when you look at one about that size, just kind of in the years that I've been experiencing this and tracking storms, that was a very, very large tornado that formed in that area.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it's an incredible stuff there. And a lot of you get the different colors. People are like, why is it almost white and yet this black? A lot of that has to do with position and sun angle. Also,
recording
exactly what's
since
going on with hail and rain.
80 minutes.
Water inside the thunderstorm itself. So incredible stuff there. Yeah, we get a lot more reports, and as Frank said, that would definitely get the waves on the lake moving. Even if it's not right on top, 45 minutes straight of hail, that's incredible stuff. And it's hardly moving.
What time?
No, it doesn't. Development back from Weeping Water and Palmyra. As you go from southwestern Cass to northwestern Ocho County, so severe thunderstorm warnings extended kind of on the south side of that one. We still have the tornado warning for there. You can see that on Viper.
Yeah, and you're looking at Viper HD right now, and as we've mentioned again, the potential that some of these storms
I think we're out of
at least in excess of 75 mile per hour winds.
What do you think?
And hail, so it is all modes of severe weather continuing to occur across the area. Still Louisville, Weeping Water, and then expanding further to the east. So Odo, eventually this will be impacting you. Platt Smith, hail starting to move. We've got one of our reporters, John Kipper, who's out in the field. John, can you tell us what you've got right now and kind of what you're seeing?
What's up, ladies? How's it going?
Highway 50 heading south towards that Louisville area, right where it's getting worse. And it is getting very bad right now in terms of visibility. We're getting a lot of water. It's getting hard to drive. We're probably slowing down to 10 to 20 miles per hour. More than what we would normally do just in terms of the speed limit on this highway. It's just getting more and more difficult the thicker we get into this storm. Even the road conditions, if you're on the right lane, you could find a little bit of water right now. So we're just driving very carefully, trying to get over there. Looking to the south, it looks very, very gray, not overly, but as we mentioned, the rain is very much picking up over there. And we're heading into that Louisville area where supposedly there was some tornado weather out there. So we're going to see what the damage is out there. Plus, like we mentioned, the weather getting worse as we get more south. So that's all we're seeing right now from the vehicle. We'll obviously know a little bit more once we get over to the Louisville area.
All right, yeah, John Kipper leaving the Springfield area. I want to thank him for that report. It's just a wall of water that continues to move through. Wanted to show you Futurecast. So this is kind of our high resolution monitor that kind of looks at what is going to be happening here over the next hour or so, and tracking the current development of storms and then tracking them into the future. And you can see the storms right on top of us continue to move eastward. At 8:30 tonight, we're just talking about some steady light rain falling.
No, it's heavy. Mommy, it's heavy.
Wait, film me.
These storms have really slowed down and forward. Haven't really been moving that fast throughout the storm development out northeast, about 25 miles an hour. As they continue to keep expanding and moving to the east, we're still looking at significant rains. So the biggest concern is what we're going to see is still more severe thunderstorm warning speed issued. large hail, very strong gusty winds in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour. Some of these storms will continue to form across the area, and the potential for flooding. That is going to increase. Grounds are saturated from the rain that we had over the weekend. We had the stuff on that we had earlier this morning. Now we're adding our next round coming in over the metro, and that really won't start to wind down here until probably close to about 8 o'clock tonight here in the metro. I've got some more updates on his end of some of that circulation that's going on.
Yeah, I do, guys. If we go back to micro, I'll just show you a couple things here really quick. Again, not in the cylinders. We use these, especially as we get into 3D mode here. And again, just kind of bring up to you. This is right on top of you. Don't worry, you're not under the tornado. The Plattsmouth, you are. And we're starting to see more of these cylinders kind of blowing from all the way from the ground up to the top of the thunderstorm. What Viper's doing here is
is it wet out there?
Levels, which means certainly there could still be a tornado on the ground right now. Again, it's probably right now at this point.
What the heck? Where did he go? Where did he go? What? Marvin. I have no idea where he went, honestly.
So it's getting up there where it's a pretty serious thing. Now, the good news is, a lot of this has been out over rural areas or fairly open to the ground so far. But obviously, we have to find
Marvin.
at the current time, right along Highway 66 and then 75. And you can see, again, we've got some at least damaging wind at the surface and then rotating, kind of like that drill bit. As I was talking about, we got updrafts, winds going up in the thunderstorm, downdrafts coming down. A tornado situation, you need what we have called a wind shear, and when you get all those going, the thunderstorm, you get almost that drill bit effect, and obviously you get the large hail and you get the tornado. So it does look like we have a new tornado warning. I was kind of picking up on this storm a few minutes ago. For Weeping Water, they advanced the severe thunderstorm warning for wind out ahead of that, and when Jim and I were looking at that, 70-80 mile per hour
Lock him out.
Storm, and wow. Kind of moving just to the west of Plattsmouth there. So not only casting down northern parts of Oto County, you can see it looks like that's just north of the city of Oto, but it's close with that new warning outline. So 2 areas of possible tornadic thunderstorms to the south of it. Something to watch. In fact, we'll get this back in a more familiar 2D mode so you can actually kind of see as we look out on top of this. And I'll expand that back out just a little bit. But the worst weather continues really to be the far extended south part of the metro and even beyond as you go through the southern parts of Cass County.
Look at the
County
tree,
and
though.
northern Oto County now. And also another area to watch over here in Potawatomi County. We've had several reports. It's right around Oakland. You see the shear markers showing up. These storms not move much either, and they seem to be taking on a little more of the structure.
La, 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 la. No one is watching. I don't even know. Yes, we got one view. We got one view.
Yeah, folks down there, hail for 55 minutes straight. She said waves on the lake like she'd never seen, and obviously you saw that picture kind of in the same vicinity of a what appeared to be a very large tornado, at least what the video was showing us there. Very ominous looking stuff, and we've still got that part of the thunderstorm that could be producing a tornado. Now, what I was saying though, the positive is the yellows, the oranges, and the reds decreasing from northwest to southeast. So this is giving us kind of a push. And I think anything that would redevelop behind this would be non-severe. So once this goes by, at least for the most part, our severe weather threats are going to come way down, although it's a pretty charged up and juiced up atmosphere, so we have to keep watching that. And the severe weather threats would continue through the evening off to the east of the metro. But obviously our number one concern, wow, look at the latest update there. There's the tornado warning again. The restructure of this warning a little bit now kind of angling south and east. So the storm, the momentum of this is kind of starting to pull it south a little bit. And then of course we have the secondary one farther to the south in northern Oto County. That now has a tornado warning on it. I'll expand that back out, and once again we can kind of investigate that a little bit more. So these are the two primary areas of what we're looking at. Checking hail, yeah, there could still be some of that to a good part of the metro, but at least northern Douglas County out of the severe thunderstorm warning. You go say from about the south half of Douglas County, say probably the Millard area through La Vista, Papillion, even Ralston into South Omaha under the warning right now for hail and gusty winds. But by far, the worst stuff right down here. These are the 2 tornado warnings. And once again, I'll put this at the latest update. We can kind of check out some of the parameters with this. We've got winds at least showing up still 70 to 80 miles per hour. And then close to that on the other storm. And you can see 2 distinct tornado warnings. Large hail, certainly a possibility with both of these. At least I would say quarter to golf ball, if not a little bit higher. And here we go, another little area of wind. That might be straight light wind to the west of Syracuse. So no surprise to see all of Otoe County, even including Nebraska City, wind and possibly that tornado threat northwest of Nebraska City. And then obviously we still have the tornado warning from Plattsburgh and points just to the south and west. So really busy on the south end of this now, Jim, but obviously we're still getting a lot of heavy rain, street flooding, and tons of lightning continuing too.
Yeah, and so really all modes of severe weather with these storms that continue to move through the area. Let's go ahead and go back over to the weather computer and show you where the tornado warning is in effect for Cass County, 7:15. So we're at 7:46 or 6:46. Have another about a half hour on this tornado warning as it continues to move to the east. Now we're starting to see that other line of storms kind of meeting up, joining up with that complex of storms that has had a history of producing a tornado, very large hail, and substantial rain across the area. So now we have 2 warnings,
Hey guys,
2 tornado warnings in effect. Cass and also Otoe County until 7:30. So this has been extended a little bit further to the east. And the reason why here are the storms between Weeping Water along Highway 34, just off of the east of Eagle, northern, again, Otoe County. What we're looking at is here is the wind going towards and away from the radar. And you can see just the active spot boundary stretching from Highway 50